Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, NTRS just filed an 8K, and I am seeing a detail that might surprise you about this financial giant. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. They held their annual stockholder meeting and shared some slides. But what is really interesting is what they didn't detail much of. Northern Trust Corporation is a big name in financial services, a company that manages a lot of money for other people and institutions. They are known for their asset management and banking services. Their stock is traded under the ticker NTIs, and they also have preferred stock and depository shares traded under NTIA. This filing is an 8K, which is a report for significant events that happen between their regular quarterly filings. The key event here happened on the 21st of April 2026. This is when Northern Trust held its annual meeting of stockholders. Michael G. O'Grady, the chairman and CEO, gave a presentation. Now, usually when companies have these meetings, there is a lot of discussion about the company's performance, strategy, and outlook. What is notable in this filing is that they are pointing us to the slides of that presentation, which are attached as an exhibit. They're basically saying, go look at these slides for the details. They also mentioned that a webcast of the presentation will be available for replay. This is a common way for companies to share information, and it means the juicy details are in those presentation slides rather than elaborated within this report itself. The filing itself is quite brief, mostly referring us to Exhibit 99.1, which contains the annual meeting slides. This is a regulatory disclosure, a way for them to officially report that the CEO spoke at the annual meeting and that the presentation materials are available. So, what are these slides likely to contain? Typically, annual meeting presentations cover the company's financial highlights from the past year, any strategic initiatives they are pursuing, and their general outlook for the future. Given that Northern Trust is in the financial services sector, we might expect discussions about market conditions, assets under management, growth strategies, and perhaps commentary on economic trends that affect their business. It is also important to remember what Northern Trust is known for. They have common stock trading as NTIs, and they also have depository shares NTRSO, which represent an interest in their series, non-cumulative perpetual preferred stock. These are the types of securities investors would likely be interested in during an annual meeting. The fact that they are listed on the Nasdaq stock market LLC indicates their significant presence in the public markets. Now, let's think about the context of this filing. We see some recent news that paints a picture. Wells Fargo maintained an equal weight recommendation for their preferred stock NTRSO in mid-April. There was also a report about a price target decrease for NTRSO by Goldman Sachs in early April. This suggests that while the company is stable, there might be some cautious sentiment among analysts regarding its preferred stock. It is also worth noting that back in mid-2025, there were rumors of Goldman Sachs reportedly eyeing a merger with Northern Trust. Merging with a large asset manager like Northern Trust would be a significant move for any investment bank. Northern Trust is clearly not an emerging growth company. They are a well-established, large corporation. The checks for that status are left unchecked as expected. The crucial takeaway here is that the substance of the update is in Exhibit 99.1. The presentation slides. This 8K filing is the vehicle to officially announce that these materials are available and were presented. Without seeing those slides, we are left to infer the content. For a company like Northern Trust, with its significant market presence and diverse financial products, the information presented at an annual meeting is always key to understanding management's perspective and strategic direction. The specific numbers and details about their financial performance are likely within those attached slides. What does this tell us? It indicates that management believes the presentation itself contains the material information they deem necessary to disclose for this event. They are essentially redirecting analysts and investors to their prepared materials for the core updates. In conclusion, this 8K filing from Northern Trust Corporation acts as a notification about their annual meeting of stockholders and the availability of the presentation slides. While the filing itself is procedural, the actual insights into the company's performance and outlook will be found within those accompanying slides. I am looking forward to seeing what those slides reveal about their financial health and future plans. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this useful, like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord.